We're
Ladies and gentlemen, how you guys doing today? Michael Seven. Michael, you're watching ECLECTICKA. We got our man Drew, and we've got our man Charles, a.k.a. Sensei Vegan. So since we're represented all the way from the West Coast, all the way from the East Coast, this is ECLECTICKA, everything sci-fi fantasy. That's on SevNetwork.com, and just click on shows, and you have ECLECTICKA. And we're going to talk about Death Note. Is that what we're talking about, Drew?
The smoldering dumpster fire that aired on Netflix a couple weeks ago that went by the name of Death Note. Yeah, let's get into that one.
I'll let you guys rock that because I didn't see it, so.
Man, you did yourself a service. So it goes like this. Death Note, probably one of the greatest manga/anime I've ever come across in my life. One of the most cleverly written, cleverly crafted animes I've ever seen. Got a film adaptation. And as we Americans are so inclined to do, we took it and completely freaking neutered it, spackled it with characters that are the source material characters in name only. Sometimes not even in that case, considering the fact that Misa, the Japanese pop idol in the anime, is renamed Mia, who's a high school student and a sociopath. Where to begin? Seven, did you see this?
I did see it. I did see it. And
I don't think of anime. So
I'm not familiar with the anime, the source material. But even just as a film, I had a lot of issues with this film.
Okay, you're gonna be the nice version of this.
Yep.
So I'm gonna let you take it first, Charles. I'm so sorry.
Nah, dude. Can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
It seems like any time they try to make anime into a movie, especially in America, they just follow it all up.
We've had.
So I'm just saying.
Oh man.
So you guys take it from there.
I know that there was Ghost in the Shell, which I did go see. I just didn't really care because I know that it was just it is what it was. Yeah,
Dragon Ball.
America has a kind of a weird track record.
Remember what they did with Dragon Ball? They did the Dragon Ball movie.
I was saving that one, but yeah, we can jump into that. There was that
hold on, one more.
horrendous.
Fist of the North Star. Remember that one? And that was one of my favorite animes of all time.
And I remember that one, and as a kid, being significantly dumber than I am now at the time, I watched that American Fist of the North Star, and I walked away thinking, that wasn't that bad. Yeah, I mean, Kenshiro was a white guy, but, so all that said to say, those movies as examples, America's had a pretty sketchy track record when it comes to adapting anime properties and turning them into live-action films. The trip hasn't been good. And Death Note is just another speed bump, another collision on that long, dusty, apocalyptic road that we call the American adaptation. So, this freaking movie, they took one of my favorite animes, and they just completely gutted it. Like, Seven, you start first because I know you can get kind of like
I'll let you rock.
I mean, okay. So much went wrong with this damn movie. In the anime, okay, Ryuk, the god of death, right, the Shinigami, leaves his notebook. He's bored with his plight in life, and he leaves this book, which has the ability to kill anyone whose name is written in the book, right? He leaves it on Earth just out of sheer boredom, right? Enter our protagonist, like Yagami, right, in the anime. Genius, right, brilliant, completely cold-hearted, and an utter sociopath, but he's the model of everything that you would want in a studious young man to be, right? He comes across the book. The anime from then, once you realize what the Death Note is and what its powers are, he then begins to use it in what's this like global purge of just everything wrong with society and the world and people. It is basically, it's a play on the old saying of absolute power corrupting absolutely, where you just see this gradual descent of this character from all right to morally gray to just completely villainous, right? And then to offset that, you had this other character known as L, who's basically the postmodern Sherlock Holmes. He's brilliant, super eccentric, and he is the one that once these murders start happening across the globe, He's the one that they charge with finding whose Light takes on the name of Kira. And his job is to essentially unravel the mystery of the Kira murders. Who is this person? How is he doing what he's doing? And to put a stop to it, okay? They completely ignore that in this damn movie. I mean, it happens that way, right? But Light is a complete buffoon, right? I call him, I had a freaking nickname. I had a made-up cast and everything. I call him Captain McBoon. No, Captain Buffoon Dickerschmidt, or whatever it was that I named him. He was a complete moron, Light, right? That genius is not there at all, right? Misa, who's also involved in the anime, she's a pop idol who also she finds another Death Note, and she gets wrapped into the the intrigue. She's just some basic high school girl that gives Light the googly eyes, and then the American version, his name is Light Turner. Okay, and it's just these two going on this stupid Bonnie and Clyde thing with the Death Note for about 30, 45 minutes. And then L is just not L at all. The guy, it was remember the dude that played Logan in Get Out?
Right.
Yeah.
Right? It was him doing this weird Sidney Poitier thing that just didn't work. With elements of the character L from the anime peppered in, the fact that he has a thing for sweets. They have that, they have the way that he sits. But his portrayal of the character goes no deeper than that. And for about hour and change, you just see these two just doing random dumb shit for the whole time, and then the movie just kind of wraps up in such a bad way. It wasn't even just like a typical 3-act structure. It was just things happen, and then it ends. And it was just completely stupid. It wasn't Death Note at all. I'm not even going in yet. I'm still warming up, so I'm gonna stop talking and let you guys do your thing for a minute.
That's just crazy. I don't understand why they continue to mangle up these movies, man.
Because they can.
Yeah, it's I just don't get it. One after another, man. They just line them up and just bam, shoot them down. One bad one after the other.
There was no effort put into this. I don't know if the director Wingard had a plan or an idea for this, but it got lost so hard. The only good thing that came out of this movie was Willem Dafoe's portrayal of Ryuk. But even that they screwed up because he's just kind of there. Mm-hmm. They don't go into his reason for why he left the Death Note there. They don't go into his personality and how he sees, his whole thing is watching humanity, right? He's an observer. Willem Dafoe's version is just there to eat apples and cackle evilly and kind of be a troll at certain points of the movie. That's it.
Apples and cackle.
That's all he contributes to the movie, man. He serves no purpose. But how Willem Dafoe how he went about being Ryuk, it was kind of cool because he has that voice.
Right, he has that voice, man.
He's got the voice. That's basically
and Ryuk's introduction into the film, I thought was good. As far as directing, editing-wise, that particular character, again, I love it when they build that anticipation of, well, what is this thing and what are we seeing? I thought that was really good. But again, it's kind of like, I guess there's so much source material and they kind of just rush things along, I feel.
No. In order to rush things along means that you would pick up scraps of the original source material along the way. That did not happen with this movie. It was just taking the title Death Note.
Right.
And then just fashioning around your typical lame, drab, kind of sort of horror thriller, and it sucked ass. Yeah. In every sense of the freaking word. Yeah. And even down to the point of how Ryuk and Light meet was wrong. Again, Ryuk leaves the note for anyone could have found that damn thing, right? But in the movie, Seven, because you saw the movie,
right.
You notice how it was almost like Ryuk was impelling or trying to tempt Light into using it?
Right.
Okay, that didn't happen. That's not what Ryuk does. So they completely missed the character. They missed the point, among other things. They just completely missed the point in how that whole thing came about. They missed the argument between Light and L and the whole morality, back and forth. The whole anime is a game of mental chess. Seven, did you get the idea that there was any game of mental chess happening?
Not at all. I was hoping that was going to happen. Well, you know what? You didn't get mental chess. You didn't get mental checkers. You barely got mental Connect 4. Oh, wow. Nice. Well played.
Maybe tic-tac-toe, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, this, you remember this scene. I think this is the only scene where you could see that this is where they wanted to go with it. Where Elle is sitting and he's like, hey, I know who you are. But
how he just figured out who the hell. Yeah, again, that was a whole section of the anime that just completely bypassed.
Right.
Because why put in that kind of effort?
And I felt that was, from that point on, that's when they lost me. From that part of the script on.
Damn, all right, bro.
I'm not familiar.
That's like halfway through the movie. You gave this a fair try, man.
Oh. I did. I'm not familiar with the source material. I remember hearing about it. But once I saw that scene when they were like, oh, well, Elle was like, hey, I know you're the guy. I'm just trying to get proof or whatever he said. It was just, that was ridiculous. It was out of nowhere. Out of all the people in the world, how would you know it's him? It didn't make sense.
Well, and you know what, too? It goes like this. There's also there's been another live action adaptation of Death Note. That was the Japanese one. I still think as a movie, it was It wasn't the greatest thing ever. And again, it doesn't do the anime justice at all. But it was a hell of a lot better than this one.
Wow.
I saw it at AX years and years back. But that one, they actually do take their time to show how Elle figured out that it was light. I highly recommend. I think there's like 2 of them. Go watch those versions of the movie, and then come back and give us like your perspective and how it changed comparison. Because even that one bugged the crap out of me too in certain parts. Probably because there was too many like lame money shots of just Elle and Light looking cute, so they could have like all the girls go, oh, they're so hot. But the movie was significantly better than what we saw on Netflix.
Yeah, but even the romance was like so. They tried to build up and make this thing, but it didn't even make sense.
No, it didn't at all. And they completely changed the family dynamic of Light. I could go on so long about everything that was wrong about this damn movie. I'm just kind of blindly shooting right now. But you saw the movie, Seven. So the dynamic between Light and his dad. You notice it was like the typical strained cop father, wayward son thing. Okay. That is not the anime or even the movie at all. In the anime, Light's family, he has a mom. There's the mom. There's Light, his younger sister, his mom, and his dad. They are the perfect. They're like the model of the perfect family, basically, right?
Okay.
They're good looking. They do well at their studies. They're just a typical, Japanese, astute, all well-to-do family, right? That's the point of the anime. It's because Light and his family structures, his dynamic, is not what you'd expect from a mass murderer at all. That they completely missed the point on that. And they just made it just the idea that your mom got killed. I'm doing the best I can, Light. And Light's selling, for like $20 a pop, he's doing people's homework or something. Right. That's supposed to make us think that he's like intelligent. Okay.
Well, now that you added that to my brain, put that on the table, now I look at it totally different. That would make more sense. Because the whole point is that anyone can be corrupted. Anyone can be twisted. No matter how perfect your situation. He didn't have a perfect situation. In fact, he was in a position... In fact, besides that one scene that totally derailed my... at that point, I just dredged through it because I wanted to see what the ending was. But the thing that bothered me was... why would he... Hey, I'm going to do good... and just kill all the jerks. There was no motivation based on his life and him trying to get over. Because basically...
He just seemed like a salty, pissed off teenager who also, too, another complete fumble that they made with this freaking adaptation. He just killed your typical jock douchebags who, give kids wedgies and stuff at your high school. I'm like, bruh, it goes way deeper than that. In the source material, like you picked easy targets. You just picked. There was no intellect. There was no foresight in Light's method of killing people. It was just he's accosting that young lady over there. Done. And they had the lame ass Final Destination style endings where they killed them off.
Now, mind you, there might have been a backstory. Look, listen, I'm open to people doing their thing when creating a film and making it their own thing. But what was missing was I need to know why he wanted to do good. Beyond just what's right in front of him. Like, why did he feel the need to go after all the bad guys? Because if anything, why would he want to kill anybody anyway?
Okay, and
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, okay.
Besides that one dude,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why would he go kill all these people? Like, what's his motivation?
Again, they take their time with that in the anime, and it's what starts off is like just, I call it arrogance in the anime, and the idea that, well, if there ever was a suitable person to carry this, to be able to do this, it should be me. So initially with Light as a sociopath, it's arrogance and thinking that he's the best one. In the film, it's just he's a salty, pissed off teenager who doesn't like the fact that he got punched out by a couple dickheads at his school. And then he just runs with it from there.
Now, the mom thing made sense, though. I could see if they tried to, but it wasn't strong enough besides him getting revenge. And he got revenge by accident.
I guess. But at the end of all things, that just makes him a more likely target. Again, Light played it stupid in the entire movie. I'm mad because this guy who was responsible for my mom's death got away. So let me just kill him off first. I get the human anger. I get the want for revenge. That makes sense. But that's not the character.
Right.
That's a little petty. As messed up as it may sound, but that's petty for the character. And again, if you have a significantly better story or motivation from the source material, why change that? You really think that what you brought to the table was better than the idea that this person is just a megalomaniac? Take that journey with the damn character. Show what it's like to be a sociopath and a megalomaniac. And when you have the means to actually do what you want. That's compelling. Angry Teenager number 5,997,600 is not compelling. Jesus.
They do it so much, man. It's like they never follow the source material. Very rarely. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous, but
now, and you talk about making this, because this would be great in the theaters. It's interesting that they went towards Netflix, but you know what? Once they finished the film, that was a really good look, because it would have bombed based on what they did with it.
No, and that gets to probably one of the things that pisses me off the most about this. You're taking a intellectual property, you're taking a franchise that has an established base among otaku and people who like anime, right? If you say, we're going to make a Death Note movie, you're trying to appeal to the people that know the anime and have watched the anime and read the manga, right?
Right.
So then why change it into something that's completely just not what it was?
They always do that. Look at Ghost in the Shell. They did it with Ghost in the Shell. They didn't stick. I mean, the look of it wasn't bad, but the actual story was all over the freaking place.
They took different. I mean, I even have to give Ghost in the Shell more credit than that, because from what I'm hearing, they took the film and the multiple anime series and they kind of mashed them together.
They mashed it all together.
To make a hybrid of it. I have more respect for that than I do taking this idea of a pre-established franchise and just bluntly castrating it and turning it into something completely freaking different. Indescribable. It has nothing to do with where it came from. It's so frustrating to me. Why even bother then at that point?
Well, if I can switch gears for a quick second, I was still am a huge fan of like the Asian action movies. You understand what I mean? One of my favorite movies of all time was The Killer, John Woo, Charlie McFadden. If you remember the original one, and then when they remade it for America, The Replacement Killer, remember that?
Was that was Charlie McFadden, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it was complete garbage, man. It was like, you look at the original film, and then you look at the American version, you're like, what are they doing?
What are they doing?
Two different movies, man. And it bombed over here.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why, if you had something good, stick with made that movie a great film, but they don't. They always want to change it.
They butcher and bludgeon it, and the product that you get is just so drastically different than
watered down garbage.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice? I know Charles, you didn't see it, but Drew, when he was first introduced to Rook, and he made a mess of that classroom.
Yeah.
The first thing I thought of was wouldn't he get in more trouble? Wouldn't he be kicked out of school or something?
Oh, when you're watching the scene where he's supposed to be in detention, and Ryu comes, and it just looks like a freaking bomb went off.
Right.
And he's just sitting there at the end. And I'm like, Light's kind of screwed now, because that lady's going to come back, and she's going to see the mess. She's going to think that he did it. And if he bails, she's still gonna think that he did it and then just ran.
And they just let that go.
They just let it go. Yeah, just let it slide. I'm like, damn, he'd have been screwed. They would have given him like detention for until like next century and shit. So yeah, that was dumb. So stupid.
I mean, between that and that relationship, that was like, I didn't totally get her. Well, I guess she wanted power, but she was like, I don't know. It's like you take the pretty cool, popular chick, and now she's starving for more power. Like, I don't know. It just didn't make sense. I didn't see her motivation either. Did you get that same feeling too, or?
No, I saw it as, okay, so this is their lame ass attempt at doing Misa. They named her Mia in this one. Okay. She just got regulated to a walking plot device and the obligatory romantic interest of the main character. They just took two concepts and then just lazily smashed them together like Play-Doh and then tried to make that into a character. But what pisses me off is the fact that she basically lets you know from the jump that she is going to screw Light over. You know this throughout the entire damn movie. And when it finally happens, I'm supposed to be there acting as if, like, I'm supposed to be shocked that she she betrays him. I'm like, dude, come on, man. I says, first off, it's me, so I don't trust people, period. So the idea that I knew this was going to happen, and now you're trying to play it up like I didn't know it was going to go down.
Right.
It's kind of stupid, but just a complete misfire of a character. Tried to make her like the antithesis to Light. I call it just a step into her fetch it, but whatever. So so much was wrong with this.
So if you're bored,
don't watch it.
Nothing to do.
Well, if you're bored, do yourself a solid. Watch paint dry. That's the better choice compared to this movie.
Rake some leaves. It's fall time. Rake some leaves.
And if you don't have any leaves to rake, you can rake mine.
Wow.
Oh, man.
They'll learn.
Absolute crap.
They'll learn.
Absolute crap.
You know what? We should have an absolute. We need a rating system on this show.
We need our own Razzie, our type of Razzie award type thing.
Because we have a must see / maybe awesome, and then we got what? Crap. Is there anything in between?
Maybe for like actual movies, we can table that for another day. For this movie, for Death Note, the live action Netflix version, I'm giving this 5 hot glasses of liquid diarrhea out of 5. Because that's what this movie is. It was garbage.
Wow. 5 glasses.
5 hot. Yeah, I've been put in the microwave too. That kind of hot liquid doo doo. That's what that was. 5 out of 5.
Then put it in a thermos to keep it piping hot too.
Yeah, piping hot.
Oh man, what would you do to make it right? Is there anything you could have done with that to make it right? You have to just scrap the whole thing.
There's okay. Basically, for square one, I take that script that they use for the film, burn every copy of it. Then you would start off with the actual source material. You take an astute, well-to-do young white male, right, who finds this book, and he becomes all-powerful. That idea alone, we can run with that. Set it in Seattle, Washington if you feel that you need to. That's fine. It'll work. That movie, you have to make it the argument of morality versus people, how they actually suck. Like, you have to have that morality argument between L and Light. So you establish L, you establish Light, you have the plot go along its route, you actually make the characters serve the function that they serve in the freaking thing. So even if you don't have Misa in the first film, fine. Just focus on the points that matter. Follow the source material. It's great enough as is. You can do so much. There was so much that you could have done with this source material and made it such an awesome thing that you just completely squandered. But that would be my focus, basically. How Light comes across the Death Note, what he uses with it, the consequences and reactions that he gets from that, and then you have the argument between L and Light, and the 2 points just converge over the course of that movie. That's what you have.
And don't introduce things into the film that you just don't want to move on. Like, oh, you don't know how to really spell my name or write my name, Trying to figure out, again, what's his motivation, why apples, why...
Oh my God, Light called Ryuk once, and I was screaming at my television.
Why?
Yeah, that just didn't need to be there. The thing with the apples, again, superfluous. They didn't even explain it.
Stumps.
Because, yeah.
They always throw stumps in movies, man.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like they kept reintroducing it as if it was going to be a thing.
Concept, no. It was just there because, that was in the anime, so let's put it in.
Right. And it just like, you were excited for the thing. I mean, it's a great character. I mean, we live in a very interesting time where, I mean, this is where I could see this totally resonating with people. Imagine having the power to get rid of the jerks of the world.
People,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It's
it's a beautiful concept.
It's so culturally salient that it's just like, it almost makes me want to throw stuff because it was so good a concept.
Right.
And they just butchered. This was impressive in how they completely just wiped their ass with the source material and what was actually good about the series. They just completely just chopped up.
Right.
Well, and you're just left with this just bile and gristle and bullshit. It was so not good.
I had said this before. And hopefully if anyone's watching, I know you're watching, I know you're listening, you have to realize how popular this stuff is. Manga, comic book, any of that stuff. It's like they must think that, like, okay, yes, it's good, but if we do this, people really don't watch it or know about it over here, so we can do what we want with it. No, man. The culture of this material runs so effing deep. You understand what I mean? People know the backstory. They know all the stuff about it. If you don't do it right, they're just putting themselves in boiling water.
You can do a good job and still catch heat. Just to add to what you're saying, Charles, you can do a good job with the source material and how you adapt something, and still there will always be people on Reddit clack away about how you dropped the ball.
Right.
So by that rationale, put an effort.
Put an honest effort.
Right.
Put an honest effort.
Yeah.
But you can't get the material and say, even if it's good, okay, it's great, but I'm going to put my own twist on it. Why you put your own twist on it, twisting it too much, you're going to take it out of its own reality and take it somewhere where it doesn't need to go. And that's what happens with a lot of this stuff.
Don't change it if it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
You heard it, folks. So you're watching Eclectica. Hey, if you disagree with us, leave us a comment. If you don't like what we're saying,
I would love to have a conversation with the person that thought this movie was good.
Yeah.
If you exist, hit me up.
I didn't even
Instagram at @Ota_Drew. Talk to me there if you thought that this was a good movie.
Tell them,
I'm willing to have that argument.
If they disagree, they're still wrong. Tell them that.
Right.
Still wrong.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
Yeah, and if you just like the show, hit me up, Michael7Michael on Instagram. Yo, thank you so much, Sensei Vegan. You made it, sir. Bang, bang, bang.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Microsoft.
Sensei, we need something for Halloween, man. We need some ideas, some food, some vegan food. Food, yeah, man. We need some vegan ideas for Halloween parties.
So what do you want out of me? A video?
Yeah. I think that'd be good. I think the fans need it.
Sensei's Haunted Kitchen?
That's right.
Hey, there you go.
Let's do it.
All right, I can do that.
All righty. Thank you so much.
Challenge, baby.
And Drew, thank you so much. Give us that salute so we can be on our way. And again, I'm Michael7Michael. You're watching Eclectica. Keep supporting. Keep watching us on cable. All that good stuff. YouTube, like, forward, blah, blah, blah. We love you. Thank you very much. You're watching Eclectica.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.